Alright guys, it's Dokkan time, and today is going to be a quick 200% showcase for the new EZA Demon King Piccolo Elder. He's an extreme intelligence unit, and honestly, he's probably the only unit worth EZAing out of the World Tournament. Now, everyone has obviously completed World Tournament, and if you placed in even like the top 50k to 100k, maybe I think even maybe 200k, you should have the required medals to be able to EZA this unit. Now, would I suggest doing it? I mean, it depends. You have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan EZA'd with the Tech one from the World Tournament, then you probably shouldn't. You should prioritize him. But I wanted to show this guy off really quick in his, I wouldn't say best case scenario, but the only likelihood good-ish scenario that would benefit him and not completely get you killed. So his super attack is greatly raising attack and defense for one turn, and then he lowers defense for the enemy, which isn't a bad one. It could be a worse leader or super attack. He has the Legend of the Demon King. Key +2, attack and defense +150. All enemies attack and defense -30%. That can actually be really handy in like the beginning phases of some difficult events, such as even red zone fights. A lot of those fights start off with being able to lower attack and defense, including the Metal Cooler Core. But moving on. Sworn enemy category allies attack +40%. When an enemy is hit by the character's super attack, reduces damage received from the enemy by 30% for the duration of that turn. So that means that every time he super attacks a specific unit, if he is hit at all by that unit, it will reduce 30% of the damage from that character specifically, which is not a bad skill. It's a lesser version of LR Jackie Chun's skill being at 50%. And in all honesty, I would, considering this is an EZA, I would have said 40% would have been the better bet. It's like, it's that weird thing. So like 50% doesn't feel like a lot. 60% does feel like a lot. And I feel like that's the same thing with 30 to 40. It's weird. Math, numbers, RNGesus, you know, the whole thing. He also gets an additional attack and defense +20% with each attack received up to 100%. It's a pretty decent passive. It's not the worst thing. I would say that obviously mine's not link level 10, and you know, you can get mad. I'm sorry, I'm not the perfect Dokkan tuber and have everything at max link level because I don't have a job to go to on the normal day, and I just kind of have to grind on the side and pray to RNGesus that with my amount of stamina. Anyways, so I'm sorry, All Might. I'm a failure. So his link levels are Revival, Demonic Ways, Strength and Unity, The Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, and Nightmare and Shattering the Limit. So those are pretty decent links. I do also, by the way, have him popped up with 17 dodge and 9 additional. Now the 9 additional is there primarily for the greatly raise attack and defense, and the dodge is primarily there, well, because he's a support unit, technically speaking. He's not going to do crazy damage numbers. He's not going to support insanely. He is, however, supporting sworn enemies specifically at attack +40%, and he does have some pretty decent links that could actually prove useful. Now, obviously, I said at link level 10, a lot of these will be at like 10% and maximum 5%, but he's actually getting a lot of random boosts in here. So even during the showcase, I would not say that he is perfect. Hold on a sec. I wanted to go back a tad second here. So Shattering the Limit gives usually a 5% boost. Out of all the links in here, most of these links are just going to give 5 to 10% boosts. I would say if I fully link leveled all of these, and even if he got all of those links active, he'd maybe give 5 to 10 more defense, which could be helpful. but at the same time, it's just not worth it to me. I did not mean to go all the way back there. I keep missing the Q point, so I wanted to show off the team that I'm rocking with this guy, because it is the only 200% team that you can possibly run with him as of current right now, on global anyways. I don't think there is a different team on JP though. So Kid Goku, Path to Power Kid Goku, is the only unit that you can actually 200% with this fool. Unfortunately, there's just isn't anyone. Everyone would probably think, oh, what about the new Ma Junior? That would be good, right? I mean, that would probably be his best partner. Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you? You would think that, wouldn't you? But no, unfortunately, it is not. Dragon Ball Path to Power Kid Goku's full power is coming from his Dragon Ball Seekers along with Dragon Ball Saga, as Demon King Piccolo is seeking the Dragon Balls. So he's a Dragon Ball Seeker and he's a Dragon Ball Saga unit. It's the only 200% team that he has, unfortunately. But even if you could put Ma Junior on this team, he still is a very underpowered, not underpowered, but he's not linking very well. He just has the standard Dragon Ball units of Incredible Adventure and Guidance of the Dragon Balls, which is fine. Those links are actually pretty great. They give Ki, they give support. I think one of them gives crit. So, I mean, it's not a terrible, by any means, link set, but it definitely has to be said that it's not the best. Unfortunately, Ma Junior has the weirdest set of links ever. Alright, so we have the LR Demon King Piccolo right here, which is now youthful, so we can actually link him up like a battery to the new guy. We also have LR Bulma on the team to make sure we get a little bit of extra boost in defense, because although this is an EZA, although I don't have him at 100% rainbowed, he's not link level 10. The truth of the matter is that most players are not going to do that. I am all for 100% guides. I love it. I love watching the truths videos and showing how good a unit can be. But I'm showing you right now what most likely your Piccolo Piccolo will run like, especially if you don't take the time to link level 10 them. Now, like I said, at most, from link level 10 and probably rainbowing, you'll only get about roughly a 10% boost in performance total. 10% is nice, but it doesn't always add up that well. Like, it really doesn't. Sometimes it makes or breaks it, but just kind of like support memories that are 10% or 15% even, it doesn't match up too much. So, oddly enough, this guy has one link with Kid Gohan, and that would be Demonic Ways, which gives him about 8% defense, I believe. It could actually be less than that. But anyways, he's only had 150k defense. Yeah, it's 8% attack and defense, and an extra piece of Ki. But yeah, he's very weak right now, and keep in mind, this is a rotation with Gohan and freaking Bardock. That's a 30 and 50%. That's almost 100% defense right there. I'm telling you right now, this is a 200% team, 3 out of 4 dupes, and almost all of the links are maxed. I mean, they're not maxed, but they are pretty dang close. They're all 7 to 10s, 8 to 10s even. So there's not much room for improvement there, and sitting at 150k with a dang near 100% defense boost, you can see how defensively bad that is. So most of his defense is actually going to pop up as soon as he actually starts taking some hits, which he will right now. And you can see right there with a 2 million attack stat, he ain't doing nothing for damage, which is exactly why I said to build him like a support unit. Now, he gets hit 4 times here, so that's 80% total. So he's not even fully built up yet. I wish we could actively see I wish we could actively see the actual numbers as they go up, but that unfortunately we cannot. We still got to get through this term. I like this Piccolo. I mean, he's good. He's good, and the youthful version of him is going to be getting an EZA come the next World Tournament, so it's kind of perfect for him at that point. But I still would say that it's just, I don't know. I want him to be good because I want EZAs from the World Tournament. Most of these units, though, are just sitting on subpar defense numbers. And I'll be real here. The main reason I suggested I say that this unit is the best EZA you can take from this recent World Tournament on Global is because he's a Dragon Ball unit. He has decent defense, he supports, and he can reduce damage. I mean, I promise you'll find a use for him, especially if you haven't completed all the content in the game. And Sworn Enemies definitely needs buffs anywhere and everywhere. Sworn Enemies is literally pretty much just a Frieza gameplay. So, I mean, take that as you will, but the major reason why he's the only one worth it is because he's the only usable unit, truly, out of the EZAs. Okay, are we finally... Oh my gosh, there's so many attacks with Path to Power Kid Goku and Bulma. How many super attacks have we seen on this turn alone? Like, 6? 7? Both of each of these units are okay. So, we are here on a very good rotation, actually, where he's linked with the youthful Demon King Piccolo, which he has 6 out of 10 links with, by the way. And we have the boost from Kid Gohan at 59, I think it was 58% defense increase. So, I mean, he's almost at 300k defense with 30% damage reduction. That's not terrible. I mean, you take it from the brand new 8th anniversary units that are coming out tomorrow. That freaking even 30% damage reduction on a unit that has 300k defense is just kind of insane. Also, I remember this happening. Can anyone explain this to me? Why we're losing HP after flip-flopping the Demon King Piccolos? Watch this. If it shows. But I don't see any, he doesn't link up with Gohan except for Demonic Wage, which does not heal. But we lost HP right there. We just lost HP. And when we switch it back, we all of a sudden gain HP? The tech Demon King Piccolo is not linking with Gohan. The link between him and the other Piccolo, it does not change. I really don't understand why there's a difference in HP right there. I'm very confused. It must be a link that gets a buff in slot 1 or slot 2, and I just don't know about it, or I didn't think about it. But, I mean, either way, this is a good rotation. This is one of his better rotations. I could have increased that to over 300k with Gohan's active, if I so chose. But I did not. I did not. See, that wasn't terrible damage. I mean, can I get a run back on that? Can we get a run back on that real quick? 4.8? Okay, it was pretty bad. 4.8. It was pretty bad. 4.8 was not the best. It could have been better, that's for sure. Oddly enough, this Tech LR Demon King Piccolo performs pretty well, even though he's not EZA'd. I promise you in the future that when this unit gets an EZA, this intelligence Demon King Piccolo stonks are going to go up immensely. I promise you it. I promise you it. And, but anyways, so we keep getting the Bulma buff. That is the other thing to keep in mind here is that Bulma has been having her buff up this entire time, which, I mean, that's a pretty substantial buff right there. Off rotation, how much support is he getting? 37%? That's a lot of defense, man. That's a lot of defense. I'm not even kidding. 37% is a lot. So the fact that he would have a double support rotation, I mean technically triple supporting, it's pretty bad that he's pretty low on defense. I will say that. Okay, we got a perfect moment here on this part of the video where they stopped Piccolo right there in the middle. Was I dumb? I think this was the dumb turn where I wasn't thinking, and I just collected the orbs. Yeah, I just collected the orbs. I was stupid. So he's got how big is that attack stat? What the fun? 5.2 from a unit that does not have an EZA and is ancient. Dang. Okay, Demon King Piccolo. 5.6 as well. Well, like I said, he's not meant to do damage. This guy's not meant to do damage. You'll maybe see that at 6 or 7 if you optimally like built him up to heck and had all of his links activated all at once and had insane support and just yeah, no. You could really try to buff that up, but there's no reason to. Like I said, Piccolo's not the Elder Piccolo's not here to actually do damage. He's here to tank, and he's here to have a weird little slight support for other units, for sworn enemies specifically. But as I said, this is the only 200% team you will see him on is Path to Power Kid Goku's. But anyways, now I kind of want to talk about if you should awaken him. So for the average player, no, I don't think you have any reason to really awaken him. I mean, let's be real here. It's Demon King Piccolo. He's a resurrected warrior. He's a Namekian. He's a Dragon Ball Seeker. He's on Time Traveler. I mean, until you start getting into a lot of the crazy missions and the crazy SBR and ESBR content, you're not really going to need to care about all that. I think this is where we possibly lose the run. So, he has Bulma support. He has max damage. He has his max buildup. He has the 30% buildup from Bardock, from his passive. He's at 268, which is not good at all, unfortunately. Now, unfortunately, he's pretty nasty. Unfortunately, it's just not good enough. So he's a slot 2 unit, and I mean, I'm going to show you exactly why here. He has most of his links active right there. He could get maybe 10% defense if he was linked with someone else. But I mean, this is pretty bad. It's not type disadvantage; it's type neutral. And he took 700k defense, or 700k damage. So you can't put him in slot 1. It's just not a doable thing. I mean, I like the unit. I think he has potential, but if you ever get screwed and he's in slot 1 and he takes a super, you're probably dead. With the damage reduction at 30%, so long as he's in slot 2, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. You just have to be very careful with this unit. I think he can help out in a lot of material in the game, in all honesty. And I kind of hope people take that into consideration, that he's on Resurrected Warriors, which is a very terrible category. You running him with freaking the Tech LR Demon King Piccolo would be a nice, actually, rotation. Gifted Warriors is kind of a meh category. Sworn Enemies really needs the help. Worldwide Chaos even needs the help. Not that I think he's going to help on Worldwide Chaos, but the point stands is that, you know, a lot of the teams this guy is on is the primary reason I'm saying you should probably EZA him, because he's just going to be helpful. He's just going to be there for you. As a slot 2 unit. A slot 2 or slot 3 unit, as long as he is built up. That is the big getter right there, is that he needs to actually... He absolutely needs to have a partner. That is the only issue. I mean, yeah, he's getting a good amount of random buffs, in all honesty. Nightmare being the least important link, in all honesty. Shattering the Limit and Incredible Adventure and Demonic Ways and even Revival are probably more important than anything else. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the 200% video. This is just me letting you know, what my thoughts are on this Demon King Piccolo. I still say he's worth it just because we don't have a lot of units in his categories, and he's only going to keep getting buffs as we get more Namek buffs, as we get more extreme unit buffs, which we are on a very big trend of both of those happening. So I think he's a good investment, in my personal opinion. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day and a good night.